Do you like big things? I like big things. Do you like big monsters? That's my second favorite thing. Welcome to the Monster Zone.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Monster Zone, where we cover classic and not so classic monster movies from the past. And today, sorry, I messed it up. Hold on, we're leaving this in. And who do I mean by we? I mean, I think he's over there, Mr. Parker.
No, you point the other way. There you go. Hey!
And then Mikey as well. He's somewhere over here.
I'm around.
I'm around, kid.
Hey, I've been around, kid. I've been a square kid. Lovely wife, Angela. And then myself, Dan. And today, we're going to be talking about the 1959 gem of a film called Attack of the Giant Leeches. Not to be confused with the wildly popular 2008 remake.
Oh, God!
I didn't even know that existed.
That's what all the kids are
Keep it away. Keep it away from small children. Keep it away from everybody.
I'm going to take a guess. Is that movie
Parker
R-rated?
I don't even know. I don't even know. I will be honest with you. I didn't even finish it because it was that bad.
Ooh.
It was atrocious.
Were the leeches practical, or
the leeches were probably the best part of the movie? And like I said, I didn't finish it, so it could have gotten worse or better. I don't know.
Okay. But before that, softball question. Parker, what have you been up to in the last month? Not podcast related.
Other podcasts.
Not this podcast.
No, I've been guesting on other podcasts talking about other movies. Yeah, I mean, work and family is kind of my life, and then doing podcast stuff outside of this podcast and the other podcasts we do.
And the other one.
Yeah. That's about it. That's nothing truly exciting. I mean, guessing on other podcasts is exciting. It was a lot of fun.
But you almost burned a bunch of bridges there.
I know. I just was like, fuck them all. No.
I hate being on these shows.
What about you, Mikey? What have you been up to, dude?
A lot of work, doodling, trying to get back into art. Took a bit of a break, just doodling a bit. I got a logo made up for us that I should have emailed to Parker by now, and I did not do that, but that'll be in your inbox soon. That looks pretty good, I think. Well, that'll be fun to see. How about you, Dan? What are you up to?
Well, I'm going to throw it to wife first.
Oh, okay.
I was going last. No, you're good.
Yeah,
you're
he
good.
always has to go last because he has to rub it in.
No, it's not rubbing it in. It's just
that's the beauty of being the one to actually, do the breakdown of the plot. He is the true host, and we're just all the co-hosts.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm just your co-host.
Makes it easier for us.
That's right, Angela. You got
Like
demoted.
I'm the co-host for everything else.
Angela got demoted. She didn't even know.
She's the co-host and co-pilot.
So.
You're the co-host of Marriage.
Yep.
Really, I haven't been doing much. I started coloring again.
Heck yeah.
But that's about it. I haven't even finished a picture yet. It's one of those color by number ones. I got a big old thing of...
Well, there's more to it than color by number, because that sounds like very rudimentary.
But it is. Oh, okay. So the book I have is the numbers and stuff look like a picture until you color it in, and it's a completely different picture.
So
it's kind of like
really
a mystery color. But I got a 168 count marker set, and I tried to use it in one of my books, and it bleeds through the page, so I have to find something to go behind it before I start again. Cardboard. I know,
Or
but I can probably
or leeches.
Some leeches.
Yeah, just spread them thin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
right.
Lord.
I have not been doing as much as normal. I've not been playing Magic because I haven't, for reasons. As much Magic. I have been playing some video games. I started playing through Final Fantasy VI again. I may have said that last time. I don't remember. No, it could have been. I'm gonna play through Final Fantasy VI because they announced the MTG set. Been building models still, rocking those out. Just the usual. Nothing too exciting for me, I don't think. Like Angela had the most exciting thing with her fancy.
Getting creative.
Oh, I've had that.
Shoot,
I've had that book for like 3 years now.
But you're doing the thing.
Yeah, you're chipping away at it now. That's what matters.
Know.
Oh, we went swimming today. Well, I
Nice.
didn't. I was supposed to, but then my son took my pants. Okay.
Did he need them, or was that just for fun? Like, what did he?
He stole them and ran off with them.
So we went swimming. Everybody grabbed swimming gear. Our middle kid grabbed an old pair that is too small for him. So I was like, all right, well then just use mine and I'll tie them up well. And so he just wore those. So I just didn't swim. So that's it.
Well, that keeps you safe from the
Technically,
leeches, though. There could have been leeches in there.
Well, this was an indoor swimming pool, but yes, there will be
okay.
leeches if you did go swimming around. Actually, there may not be, because where we live, a lot of our rivers and streams and stuff like that are very rocky on the bottom, and it's not a lot of mud and stuff like that. I assume they prefer like a muddier environment.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
There's a lot of rocks because we used to go swimming over in Waterville.
Yeah.
And you can get so far out and there's not many rocks, but you get right up on the shore and it's like slide on all the rocks.
Yes, it's just mountains, so kind of does that. So that's about it. So let's talk about a movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Attack of the Giant Leeches, again from 1959. Parker.
Hello.
Hello. Why isn't your camera black and white?
Why isn't it in black and white? You know what? It probably wouldn't have mattered.
Just kidding. No. So now, what do you have anything behind the scenes you want to talk about? You or Mikey, the one you could chime in.
Yeah, I know Mikey has some stuff he wants to talk about too. I'll start though. I'll go through like all the people involved in the movie. It was directed by Bernard Kowalski, who did Night of the Blood Beast, which was his first foray into working with Roger Corman and his brother Gene, who were also involved in this. They came out back to back in 1958, 1959. Actually filmed on the same sets as well, which is, Corman.
That's a classic Corman.
That's a Corman move if I've ever seen it before. It was written by Leo Gordon, who was mostly an actor, mostly in did a lot of westerns, but he did. He had a few screenwriting credits under his name, and when he was a screenwriter, he went by Leo V. Gordon. I was like, is he related to Burt I. Gordon? I had to look into it. Not related to him, unfortunately. But as I said, it was produced by Gene and Roger Corman. Gene was, I think, his older brother, and he was more of like this. This was like the era of Corman where it was mostly Gene, and then Roger was like helping him. And then as time progressed, Roger became more of his own thing, and we all know the history of Roger Corman. As for the people in the movie, we have Ken Clark as Steve Benton. We have Yvette Vickers as Liz Walker, Jan Shepard as Nan Grayson, Michael Emmett as Cal Moulton, who actually was in the Blood Beast movie. Okay. I think he was one of the main characters in that one. Tyler McVeigh as Doc Grayson, Bruno Vasoda as Dave Walker, Gene Roth as Sheriff Covis, and then we'll shout out the actors in the suits. Guy Bacola as Giant Leech, and Ross Sterling as Giant Leech.
Love it.
Yeah. So this was a funny one because it was only filmed in 8 days.
You can tell.
Yeah, it was filmed primarily in L.A. in I think it was like a Los Angeles County Arboretum and Botanical Garden. So that's even though this movie takes place in Florida, it actually looks pretty good. It looked like it was on location.
I was gonna say, it looked nice.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I was waiting for a story of like somebody actually getting attacked by an alligator, but then I found out it was actually filmed in L.A. So it's not happening.
It happened. It was just a wayward pet gator that wandered on set.
You just got to wait till 1991 when Alligator 2 came out.
Yeah.
Yep. Did they have unions back then? What if they had a union crocodile just show up or alligator? Come on, the union.
Alligator.
He's just guy walks in with it on a leech.
Yeah.
On a leech.
On a leech. I just realized I said leech.
You totally said I
didn't mean to say leech, but we're saying leeches a lot.
It was a chain of leeches.
The effects were done by Paul Blestel, and he literally had to make these effects out of like nothing because the budget was nothing based on what we know. I think the budget was $70,000, which to be honest, pretty decent for 1959. So you got to think Halloween was made on a $300,000 budget. So probably around the same, maybe a little bit less. But
there's no leeches in that, so it's
no
not
leeches.
cool.
No leeches in that one.
Damn.
This one has a 70% on Rotten
I
Tomatoes.
saw that.
I was like, all right, I'm not mad.
Fair? No, I'm
this
surprised.
This is interesting. Yeah.
It's nice
Because
to see.
most critics, well, I think it's mostly the audience score, because, you know, the audience is like, it's a goofy monster movie. Who cares? Critics were a little bit more critical, of course, because they somehow have to be. You're watching a movie about giant leeches, and you got to be very, I don't know, you go a little too far. So Leonard Maltin gave it a 1.5 out of 4 stars, calling it a ludicrous hybrid of white trash and monster genres.
That's what I was gonna say.
This movie's public domain. They never renewed the copyright. That's why we got that shitty ass 2008 remake. That for the 25 minutes I watched of it, it's pretty loyal to the original. It actually follows the same beats. It's just awful. Like the performances are like the performances in this movie, not great, but they're fine. Like they're fine for what it is, right? These are like theater kids who just couldn't make it, and it's just terrible. There's literally an opening scene where, you know, in this movie, there's an opening scene with a guy hunting, right? Then he kind of deals with the leech, right? Same scene. But then he runs into 3 hot co-eds in the woods, and they're fighting with water guns. And then at one point, it goes into slow motion water gun fight, while there's like an electric guitar just blaring in the background, like I'm like, what is happening? What am I watching?
Did Eli Roth direct the remake? Like, what is this?
Lord. I don't even want to look it up, man. But all I know is I don't usually quit watching movies. I mean, I did fall asleep while watching it, but I usually the next day, you know, I pick up where I left off. I have zero interest to go back and watch it. I just don't care.
I get that.
It looks awful. It was awful. Yvette Vickers was a Playmate centerfold in July of 1959, several months before being a part of this movie. And she actually, the director, Bernard Kowalski, liked her a lot. That's why she was in this movie. And then, like later in her career, when she wasn't getting jobs, every time he would do something, he would hire her because she liked her so much. Oh. Yeah.
I wonder how many times he cranked it to her in that book before he's like, I gotta call her and see if I can get her in a movie. Like, listen, this is questions people want to know. They want to know these answers.
That's his own business, and he's dead now, so one's gonna know. No one's gonna know.
Took it to the grave.
Yeah.
Dead man tell no tales, man.
The music was done by Alexander Laszlo, and I just love the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of this, where they actually make there was like Alexander Laszlo, just the way they said it. I just thought it was funny.
I love it.
Yeah, this was done through a lot. It was like, it has the MST3K episode. Elvira has an episode. Mikey, who else has an episode on this?
Oh yeah, I watched the Cinema Insomnia episode with it, and I'm gonna say friend of the show, Mr. Lobo, because I talked to him a decent amount. He worked with Sean and Joe on Movie Dumpster, and you guys are connected, so we'll say friend of the show, Mr. Lobo. That's a fun one. If you do want to watch it, I would recommend seeing it hosted. That was kind of my major takeaway from this one. It's not a terrible movie at all. Like the 70% is pretty fair. I think it was like 70% with, well, like 6.2 for the rating or something. Like it wasn't. It's a fair rating. I'm not
on
gonna say
IMDb.
It's bad.
I think is like it's not good. It's like a 3.7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everything skews low on IMDb. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
but the
everybody
cool thing
thinks they're
about
critics.
it, exactly. And I'm not. I know better.
All right.
The cool thing about watching it hosted is like, if you do get bored within 5 or 10 minutes, someone's gonna pop up and say something stupid, and then you'll be like, "Hey, I'm back in." And the Cinema Insomnia episode specifically was a lot of fun because the movie's an hour long. The episode is 2 hours long.
Oh,
so you get like an equal split of Lobo and the OSI studio doing some fun skits with his co-host Miss Mittens, who, if you're not familiar, is a potted plant. She's wonderful. She may or may not have killed someone in the episode, and they had to have a whole subplot about hiding the body. It was great. So it's like you get this nice even split. Lobo's always said that a good host is like less of a newscaster or presenter, more like a buddy that just kind of hangs out and watches the movie with you. And this episode really hammered that home. It kept me from falling asleep. I'll say that much. Also, we retitled it Bloodsuckers from the Atomic Swamp. So if you do want to watch it, look for that title on the OSI YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But there's a ton of titles. I did not realize how many there were. Demons of the Swamp.
Yeah, that was its
The
UK
Giant
title.
Leeches.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many, so I can understand why you'd want to throw your own spin on it. But I feel like you could just Google Leech movie and you get like 17 results that are just this movie under different titles.
Tubi actually has it titled as The Giant Leeches and Attack of the Giant Leeches, and it's the same exact thing.
But they're two separate.
They're two separate. Like if you go on Tubi right now and put in Giant Leeches, it'll pop up The Giant Leeches with that poster, and then Attack of the Giant Leeches poster, and then of course there's the MST3K version that pops up as well.
My recommendation,
public domain. I'll go ahead.
No, sorry. I was saying my recommendation, if you do watch it on Tubi, don't watch the top result by, I can't think of the guy's name. It's got a different intro.
Was it I think I might have just watched that one. That might have been the one I started. It was like Last Picture Show or something. Is
yes.
Those guys?
Yeah.
Don't watch that one.
That was the one I was watching.
It's blown so badly out. Like it says it's like
I noticed that.
Cleaned by AI or cleaned up with AR or whatever. Does not look very good.
Dark.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, the one that's just Giant Leeches, watch that one. While it's it's still dark, there's more clarity to it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the MST3K episode. Well, I watched it twice. I watched the MST3K version, and then I watched my Blu-ray, which is just you can watch the MST3K episode on it. It actually has it on the Blu-ray, which I thought was cool.
Oh.
But it actually, on the MST3K version, there's a serial that plays before the movie. So I was very confused what I was watching because it was like a space serial where like these people go to a different planet, or they go underground because there's another world under there, and then it just ends with them dying. Like it ends with the main characters dying, and then it's like, what? And then it goes back to the normal MST3K stuff, and then it goes to the actual movie, which was like, what the hell?
If we're talking picture quality, I feel like I should point out, if you do watch the Cinema Insomnia version, it is presented in Swampo Vision, so it will have a green tint to it. If you buy the DVD, it does have Swampo Vision glasses, so I believe that version's black and white.
That's cool.
But
nice.
The digital version will be kind of green.
Nice.
I like the little touch there. Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well do what you can with, like you said, it's public domain. Let's have fun with it. Who cares? Like nobody, I'm sure there's people that genuinely care about this movie, but realistically, just fucking do something.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. But don't make a sequel or remake.
Or a remake
50 years later. Don't do that. And if you're gonna do it, at least fucking try. Allegedly.
So last thing I want to say before we get into the movie itself is that this used to be thrown into a bunch of double features with other Corman flicks. So originally it was double billed with Bucket of Blood, which is
that's a good one.
A good one. Dick Miller led one, which was actually the one we talked about. Bucket of Blood because the same sets for Bucket of Blood were used for his version of Little Shop of Horror.
Yep.
And then it later was double featured in 1960. Double featured it with House of Usher, which was the Vincent
That's an
Price
interesting double bill.
Yeah, Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe adaptation, which then later got turned into the TV show that came out last year from Mike Flanagan, which was Fall of the House of Usher.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's an interesting movie to bill with Giant Leeches.
Yeah. So there it is. That's all Wikipedia could give to me.
Perfect.
And where else can you look?
There's really not a lot of like well-known behind the scenes other than the fact of Gene Corman actually went into the lake because they couldn't get camera shots right. They needed the boats to go by the camera certain ways, and they just couldn't get it to work. So Gene Corman literally stripped down, hopped in the lake, and would literally be behind the boat, like guiding the boats to hit certain spots. And he ended up being in the hospital for like 2 days because he got sick. So
that sucks.
Or he got like pneumonia or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I kind of feel bad because he put so much effort in, and I genuinely did not know Roger Corman had a brother. Until
I did not either.
I
was like, who is Gene Corman?
Who? Gene Corman?
He lived to be 93. He died in 2020. Actually, he has the same birthday as me too. Him and Bert I. Gordon. I'm making a list. I'm making a list of all these these old school celebrities that have birthdays that share mine. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Very nice.
Parker's birthday hit list. Like, dude, these guys are dead, Parker. Like, no. I'll get them.
Bert I. Gordon.
Got to dig them up, slap them around.
And
That's right.
Gene Corman. Hell yeah.
You might be destined to make a monster movie. It might be in your blood.
Hell yeah.
Could be.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to make a cheesy monster movie like those old classics. Last thing I want to mention though is that we promised to do something last episode, or the last episode with Mikey, about comparing poster to the movie that we just watched. It never happened. We did mention the beginning of the episode and then never did it. We're gonna do it today. I have it on my notebook. So right before when Dan goes, "Hey Parker, you got anything else to say?" And then I'll be like, "Yeah, we got to compare the poster to the damn movie."
Yes.
I'll look the poster. Oh, wait, we're probably gonna look at them together, huh?
Yeah, there's a couple because remember it's got
Yeah.
multiple titles.
17 titles. Yeah.
All right, Dan.
All right, guys. Let's talk about giant leeches. I should have looked up what leeches belong to, but I didn't. That's okay. I think they're related to worms.
They look like it.
That's why you picked this movie.
No. Not the good worms, like earthworms.
Earthworm Jim?
Yes, it's Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, my man.
Voiced by Frank Castellaneta. Has to be. Anyway, start of the movie.
Wait, Frank or Dan?
Dan.
Why did I say Frank?
I
Frank
don't know.
Welker is what I
Yeah,
was thinking.
Frank
I was
Welker.
putting-
Okay.
I was putting two people.
Frank
I was like,
Welker.
how do you mess up the name when she shares it with you?
Dude, I barely know where I'm at. I fuck up my own kids' names all the time.
Well, that's
all the time.
That's as a parent, you always have to fuck up your kids' names, especially if you have more than one.
I fuck up my
You get mad at one. You get mad at one. You just say every. Like I call my youngest, my oldest. The only one I can't really is my daughter because I only have one.
Yeah, that's fair.
It'd
That's
be
easy
like
that
Granny.
way.
She said, "When I get to your name, raise your hand."
Yep. So the movie begins with this gentleman in a boat, poaching, fishing, scavenging, whatever. He's hunting. He's doing his thing. His name's Lem, mind you. I did put this post in here. Like, we find out this guy's name is Lem, and he's out doing his thing, and he sees some weird shit in the water. And his reaction is the same as any Southern American: is we might as well just shoot it because we don't know what the fuck it is. And he does. He just like dumps with his levers. Like, this is reference to the cowboy lineage. Got to have some cowboy guns.
Yeah.
It's not the only time we get one. He dumps into this thing. I think it looks like it goes all floater, and he's like, I ain't touching that shit. And he like bails. And then it's like, hey, there's your movie. And then he drinks moonshine. Just to further establish
where
this
you
is
are
in the southern United States.
Yes.
We cut back to essentially we're in like a store. Next, we go to like a store. It's run by a gentleman named Dave.
Mm.
Nice guy, this Dave guy.
Yeah.
And he has a wife. It's a bunch of guys talk about essentially what Lem saw earlier. Nobody believes him, of course. Like, I've been to these swamps for 40 years. And I ain't done none, never seen nothing like that before. And like, yeah, whatever, dude. Lay off the hooch, kind of shit, right?
Listen, don't rope everybody into that.
But that's what he was drinking moonshine. He literally just did. It's not all bad. It's all
I'm not saying it's bad, but when you drink a bunch of that and then you're trying to convince people that you saw a giant, yes, you saw a giant creature in the lake.
I don't know. There's plenty of people around here. You wonder if they're not drinking all day, and they're not.
Right?
They just act like that.
That some people do. They're just a little strange.
I grew up in the 60s.
Yeah, right.
The leaded paint got us.
Yep, it did.
I couldn't stop sucking on that windowsill.
Alcohol is the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I had a question here about this little the podunk little store and the cast in it, because we're 2 or 3/4 of the show here are Southern. How did you feel about these Beverly Hillbillies ass hillbillies with their little straw hats and pipes and shit? How'd you guys feel about that?
She has to answer. I'm not technically from the South. I was born and raised in Nebraska for 22 years. I'm not a Southerner. I live here now, but hey, you can't be an islander if you're not born on the island, right, Parker?
It's very true.
Same way in the South.
You're
not a Southerner unless
I
you're
used
born
to say I'm not Californian. I just live here. I'm not Californian.
There you go. Hell yeah.
But it was fun. Like I love a good like atomic era movie hillbilly. They're always entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah, dude, they're great. They're all just kind of shooting the shit back and forth. And then we get introduced to Liz. Yeah, she's a character in this movie. She's apparently she's married to Dave, who's just portly man. Like I said, he owns the shop.
He's a heavy fella.
Yeah, man likes the sandwiches, right? Nothing wrong with that. And she like literally just like berates him, doesn't listen to him, just pretty much does whatever. And he's like a kiss ass because, like, I mean, obviously he doesn't want to.
He just wants to touch his wife. He just wants to have a relationship with his wife.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Get out of here, you fat pig!" And I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. Like
damn.
Literally,
they lay into him.
They pretty much give him shit, like, "Oh, you got to wrangle in your lady, blah blah. Well, she's showing you who wears the pants around here." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, literally.
So we get she leaves. She leaves, doesn't tell her where she's going. She just takes the fuck off.
She's going out.
What now?
Out.
He's like, where are you going?
Out.
I'm going out.
I'm going out. I may or may not come back.
Yeah.
Does the head thing. That doesn't happen, but snaps her fingers and shit. Anyway, we then cut to Steve Benton, sheriff.
Yeah.
He's not. He's the game warden. But he feels like a Western character, like to a fucking T.
I mean, he's a Western actor.
He is 100%.
That tall, stoic man, very polite. Even when you're being called names, and he's just like, "I don't understand it, Nan."
Yeah, and he's like a lawn care service to maintain his chest. Like he's quite the grizzled man.
He is very much.
But yeah, I don't remember why he goes out, because he's just out and about doing, I guess, game warden stuff. And then he just runs across Liz running in the night, like screaming, right? No, it's him and Nan, right? Or
yeah, they were out there in the truck, I guess he was like trapping some stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, the last one got snagged in the trap. I had to kill it or whatever.
Yeah. He was trying to get rid of the trappers' lines because they're not supposed to be catching the animals and stuff without. He's a game warden. They're not supposed to do it without permits and stuff like that. So that's what he was. And then they hear like scream. Oh, Nan, by the way, is a mostly irrelevant character. She's like the daughter or whatever of the scientist.
Yeah.
She literally does almost nothing in this movie.
Is my least favorite character in this movie, by the way. I mean,
really?
I guess maybe I shouldn't say that. There is I guess we'll get to it. Maybe I spoke too soon. She's not too harsh the worst. Man. She's fine until later on in the movie when she gets mad at game warden man. I can't remember anybody's names, by the way.
It's Steve Benton.
Steve. Okay, Steve.
No, it's not. Never mind. Cal's
when she gets
the other one.
When she gets mad at Steve because of like him doing his job, and I was like, what the fuck? All right, whatever, lady. Sure.
She's like up his ass like 3 times in the movie about it. He's like, can I just fucking work, please?
but like as you were saying, what the hell is Liz doing in the middle of the woods here? Why is she there?
Is she knocking boots with Lem?
That's 100% what I'm thinking. Is that she was sleeping with this dude too? She's always by the lake. She's always by the lake with the people she's having affairs with.
Town bicycle.
I was just about to say the same thing. Oh
she just hangs out and just grabs whoever walks by.
Bicycle. Yes. I want to ride my bicycle. Okay, I can't sing that.
Literally said that in my head right before you said it.
It just dawned and I just dawned on us. The more modern version of Queen's bicycle song is "Pogo" by System of a Down.
Pogo, 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 pogo.
It's so good. It just hit me. I'm like, it like kind of feels like a similar type of song, but whatever. Anyway, so like they hear screaming and Benton, being the manly man that he is, just like runs out there with his like revolver and just like saves her, but like guns her in the face like Liz, like 40 times. Like, is he gonna kill her? Like we were talking about this. Like, is he gonna murder her right fucking now?
This turned out to be a different movie. There is no actual leeches. It's just a story people have been telling, but it's actually just Steve going around the lake shooting everybody.
The killer game warden. That's a good idea.
Serial killer game warden. Why would you kill people where you work, Steve?
Lots of hiding places.
True.
Steve like sees Lem dead and just whispers in Liz's ear, "This is my swamp," and then just it ends her like.
He's got to have an accent too.
It's public domain. You could make that movie. You're allowed.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Dude, let's do it. Like the leeches aren't real. Like it's all a hoax. It's
all a
Steve
hoax.
ending people. He's dumping these bodies for the gators and stuff to eat. It's Scooby-Doo style. He'll occasionally dress up as a leech for people to see. Like, and you would have got away with it if it wasn't for them damn kids.
And the metal and hillbillies.
And the metal and hillbillies and that moonshine still I tripped over.
It was never a leech. It was just Steve dressed up as one.
He's like, I got a weird thing. When I get drunk, I just act like a leech. I have to dress like a leech.
It's legit. If we ever remake it, we have to remake the costume exactly the way it was in this movie. Yeah. Just a black trash bag with some awesome sculpted suckers on them.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen Steve and a leech in the same room at the same time?
You don't. Just kidding. Of course, after it all went down, there's some sheriff character. I don't remember his name.
Who cares? He's just angry sheriff, man.
He's angry sheriff.
John Sheriff.
You do your job, I'll do mine. I'm like, are you hiding something? I feel like the sheriff was hiding something. Never gets explained. Doesn't really matter.
No, you hear a little bit about it from the doc later. Something about in the government and like. So
don't they also mention the fact that Steve's kind of new around here?
Yes, Steve is the new guy.
Yeah.
With his wild ideas and his chiseled chin.
He's like, I've been the sheriff around here for a long time, and you're going to come in here and be the new guy and tell me what to do and what's going on.
The sheriff repeats a line that Lem later, because Lem sees the leech, and he's like, I've been in these swamps for 30 years, and I ain't none seen it. And then later, the sheriff doesn't believe him and sees the leech later and says the exact same fucking line.
Yep.
I ain't never seen nothing like that. I've been around these parts 40 some years. I just sound like I live here. No one believes him. No one believes there's a monster. I mean, like, Steve thinks something's going on. Like, he's got an idea, and Nan's kind of with it, and so is the doc, but everybody else is like, no, nonsense. Poppycock, even.
Bull hockey, perhaps.
Yeah. Hoopla.
Hoopla. So then we get more, trailer park the movie. Dave and Liz, he's like just going to do a delivery. This guy's just going to deliver to a lady who needs groceries. It's one of his best customers. You go take care of your best customers, right? And like Liz is like throwing a fucking fit, like, we want to leave because these monsters and people died. Somebody died. We'll fucking leave.
To be honest, I watched this movie twice, did not realize why she was mad. I was like, why is this bitch mad? What is like, you're the one cheating on your husband.
Well, they mentioned it outside because he's talking to Cal and he's like, she's upset because she wants me to sell and leave and move to the city. And he's like, I don't want to. Like, this is what I do, right? So he's like storms out, or he leaves, and she's like throwing a hissy fit and stuff like that.
She's like throwing stuff in the floor like a toddler.
It's rude.
Like, grow up.
That makes messes.
Well, he like walks over and puts his hat on, and then that's what makes her mad to toss everything on the floor.
I thought he was gonna like let her have it, like like just rip into her. And he's like, I'm just gonna put my fucking hat on.
He loves her.
You want him? He's just that kind of guy. But anyway, so he leaves and then talks to Cal outside. And then right when he leaves, Cal's like, I'm gonna get some of them cheeks. And then he like worms his way in, slugs his way in.
Yes,
leeches his way in. I'll get it eventually. We got options here.
Just work through all the arthropods.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. But yeah, he's like, I'm gonna get between them cheeks. He's like, she's like, you won't, Cal. He's like, I want some of that, miss, if you don't mind. She opens her chain. No, she goes and gets her purse. I don't know why everybody talks like this. They don't all talk like this. I'm sorry. This is just me. I'm projecting onto the film. But yeah, so essentially, in all my nonsensical rambling, Liz and Cal, which is one of Dave's friends, leaves. They are having an affair. They are playing Whoopee by the swamp or doing Whoopee or whatever.
That classic 50s makeout where they don't actually move. They just plant their mouths on each other, and then it's just a long thing. I don't know what's happening.
Well, that's what inspired the movie. The director saw somebody doing that maneuver on another movie. It's like leeches. They're sucking. They're just slurping. No movement. Just give me the leeches.
Let's wait for the noise.
It's like the set of a porn movie. Like what
the iconic leech noise.
Dude, listen. If I ever made a comic book, and just hear me out, and it had leeches, if they were like, what's the leech noise? I would just write guck.
Oh, guck.
Guck, baby. Guck.
I'll guck for help.
Oh, guck for help.
You said it.
It's gonna be
Parker
a
said it
sticky
long
ass
ago.
looking word bubble too.
Yeah. Oh, please.
Mm.
Yes. So essentially they go out by the swamp because that's where everybody goes, and they start like fake kissing or like face planting, if you will.
Mhm.
And Dave's wised up to it. He knows what's up, apparently. Like nobody knew. He never knew what was going on. Apparently she's been running the road or running the place for years or whatever, right? And he has a double barrel shotgun, and he like finds them, and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot you."
Well,
Shoot him.
Yeah, I mean, we probably should explain the fact that she tells Cal why she's with Dave.
Oh yeah,
Because she was married before, and he treated her like shit. And Dave was like the first person that she ran into after it ended, and he was nice to her. So she just said, "Screw it, I found a nice guy." But then she treats him like shit, and I'm like, "So you're a hypocrite? You're a fucking hypocrite. You literally
abuse.
You piece of shit." Like,
You
listen,
suck, dude.
just don't be a piece of shit. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, don't be a piece of shit. But the fact that she like got out of the relationship, met a nice guy, like, there's no indication this guy's a piece of shit. Like Dave seems like he's a business owner, right? He's just trying to live his life, and like the entire time he's trying to like get close to his wife, she is just so toxic. It's just awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like he literally just puts his hand on her shoulder. She's like, "Don't touch me," and I was like, "What is happening here?" So
yeah, thank you. I did not make that note, but yes, it is in fact that happens. And then Dave shows up. And he's essentially chases after him like a good old fashioned shooting, like you do around these parts, and chase him into the woods, firing a shotgun. God, you know,
He's just hunting
Cal,
humans.
Cal changes his tune real quick. He goes from kind of defending the situation to being like, "You stupid slut! Like it's all your fault."
Yes!
It was like, "Whoa, pump the brakes there, Cal. This is what." Because he thinks Dave's going to actually kill him. So he's like crying. He's like, "Don't do it, Dave. We've been friends forever. She did it. She swore to me with her voodoo magic. I don't know." He doesn't actually say that, but that's pretty much
it's
what he
everybody's
says.
fault but his.
Yes, exactly.
Yep,
Yeah.
This guy
100%.
sucks ass.
He does too.
Fuck him.
Fucking
She's
terrible.
been wanting him for months or whatever.
Yeah.
And
No
like,
one. Yeah, they're both kind of shitty
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
so
It seems it.
Dave's intent, like he kind of tells them to wade out into the swamp, and his intent was just to scare him. Like he wasn't really going to kill them. Dave, like we've talked about, I don't mind the guy. And like I said, he's a little wishy-washy about stuff, but he seems like what's in the film, an all right guy. He just works. He's just trying to work and provide for his wife, right? And he just wanted to scare people. Didn't want to kill nobody. Well, of course, when they wade out in the water, they get attacked by leeches and pulled under, and he's like, "Oh shit!" He even tries to warn him. Dave's like, "Look out behind you!" Like he's trying to. He doesn't want nothing to happen to these people.
No.
Poor Dave.
And
The
he's
leech is just
"Oh,
looking up at
darn,
him.
They died.
Yeah, and it gets
He's just looking up like no one's ever gonna believe you.
Yeah, it gets so
Yes.
dark after this. By the way.
Yes. Hang on, I lost my notes here real quick because they were running around. I switched from pen to pencil. After being arrested,
Ran out of ink.
Yeah, I love mechanical pencils because I can write small. I'm sorry. Like I have a weird thing about how I
understandable.
write stuff.
I hate pencils because I'm left-handed.
Yes. Apparently people with
Dang.
left hands are cursed with pencil.
Oh yeah, because you rub on it, right? When you're writing.
Yeah. You know how many times I ended up with, dark spots on my hand from rubbing on the pen or pencil, and then it gets all smeared.
Yes, yeah, I never knew that was a thing.
I'm surprised left-handed people don't write backwards. I figured, right hand, if you're right-handed, you write, as people would consider normal. I figured like left-handed people just had some sort of special ability to write everything backwards, so you'd have to look at it in a mirror.
No, we're cursed.
What a terrible night to have a curse.
Terrible night.
So essentially nobody believes what happened because Dave tries to tell the sheriff, he gets arrested, and then this really, like Parker said, very dark moment for this is like Steve doesn't really know what's going on. He thinks there's much more to it. The doctor and his daughter really think something's going on. They don't think Dave would do this, which obviously we've illustrated he wouldn't. And then it cuts to like the next day, and he's just hung himself in his cell.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
right?
It went that far. All right,
yeah,
that
wasn't
sucks.
expecting that from this movie.
I think that is kind of what sets it apart too, because it's like the whole like accusation angle, and like you would think that'd be like the crux of the picture, just like, oh, we got to find out the truth behind this, but it's like, no, he just fucking out.
Yep.
Really, and this of course not a funny scene, but the situation is kind of funny because when you look at the dummy that's hanging there, his hands and his feet are going in two different directions. His feet are aimed, to the left, and his hands are facing like his feet should be aimed to the right. So the dummy, they did not.
Happens.
You just turn completely around. You just like twist around.
You've never hung yourself. You don't know.
Way to deflate this mood here, dude. This
oh no,
it's all gone.
Seriously, though, look back on that scene and just look at his feet compared to his hands, and it's like that's not right.
I was going to ask on the Blu-ray, how did this look?
It looked better than probably any version on Tubi. Not by a lot, but it was off of a 35 millimeter, the original film. Oh, wow. I think it was like a 4K restoration. It's not in 4K, but it's a 4K technical restoration of that film. So
yes, I know.
It looked good. I thought it looked good.
That's cool.
Okay, good to know. Because I was curious this whole time. I was like, I wonder how this looks. And like,
looks way better than the remake, which was dark as shit. I don't know. I could barely see all the shit that was being shitty.
That was
on the
style of the time.
2008.
2008. Yeah, everything kind of looked grungy and gross.
Awful. The dissension, the doctor's idea is, hey, I want to use charges to bring up whatever's in the lake, bodies included, if there are in fact in the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gators haven't got to it or whatever, right? Holy shit! What the hell did I write here?
and
oh, go ahead.
Oh, and what's his name goes, no, you can't do that. We can't use explosives in the lake.
Yep.
That could harm wildlife. And Nan's like, you pig-headed, whatever. I don't remember what she calls him.
Yeah, this happens like 2 or 3 times in the movie, by the way.
She gets really mad at him. You're pig-headed.
And you find out this kind of interesting... Yeah, right? Fuck you for doing your job. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I just like how her dad is just like in the background where, he mentions about doing the explosives and he's like, no, you can't do that. And she's like, well, why not? He's like, I'd have to arrest you. And he's like, he's right. He would have to do that. He can't use explosives. I was like, you're the most nonchalant man who wants to use explosives to try to kill these things. And you're just like, yeah, and he's right. He's going to have to arrest me. I'm puffing on his pipe.
Yep. And I think he's trying to just downplay it because he's like, well, if I just play it, then maybe he won't believe me that I'll actually do it. But then we go to 2 other hillbillies that they overhear the sheriff. And the idea is like, if somebody finds the body, the sheriff's going to pay him $50 per body, which is a chunk of change. In 59, 50 bucks.
It's really random off the top of his head. He's like $50, $50.
Yep. And the other dude's like, each, and he's like, yeah, each, and he just walks off. He's all fucking pissed about it.
Well, he's pissed, but he's also like, nothing's gonna happen with this, so I ain't gonna be him.
Right. Like they used to assume like the gators or whatever ate him. That he shot him, gators ate him. 2 of the hillbillies go out, try to find him. They gets mentioned a few times that there's no alligators.
It doesn't get mentioned until after this, right?
No, it gets mentioned here and later because they mentioned, we've been out here all day. Like, what have you not seen? He's like, well, I didn't see no gators. He's like, that's really weird, isn't it? And he's like, that is kind of weird. It gets mentioned twice here and then again later. But yeah, they're like, because the older dude's like, just get me out of here. Like, something's wrong. I don't want to be here. He's like, hold your horses. And then they get attacked by leeches, taken underground. And then you find out the leeches are stashing the bodies in like an underground cave.
I like that. That's cool.
It is. It's a cool twist.
That's what they sound like, everybody.
Yep. Accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a leech. That's what they sound like. That's not true. But no, but like, it's cool though, because it's another kind of dark thing. Like, these people are literally kept as blood bags under there, and they pretty much suck enough blood out of them that they can't really move. Like, they're mostly immobile. Like, they just store them. Like, we'll put these guys here.
I'll save you for later.
They'll stay nice in a cool cave, nice and fresh. But again, it's something that usually wouldn't happen in these kind of movies. Usually the people just die and they're done.
Yep.
It's kind of somewhat
that seems like something from a much more recent movie. You don't really see concepts like that back then.
This movie has a lot of things like we talk about so far that reminds me of kind of what Horror at Party Beach did.
Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
It's very similar to this.
Yeah, because that movie is really goofy. It's the monsters with like the hot dogs in their mouths or whatever.
The little, okay, I've seen that guy.
But like the attack scenes are like oddly violent for the time. Like oddly, like, because this is, when did that movie come out? 62? 3,
Yeah,
4,
something like that. 64.
It was before. Yeah, it was before Night of the Living Dead. Before like that really started getting pushed, and it was just oddly intense. So this is what it kind of made me think of. Yeah, it's worth a watch. Like MST3K has got a great version too, but just standalone, it's worth watching. We covered it.
Sick.
We did.
I'll have to listen to that.
That was a while ago. You should. If it's not on the free feed,
it's not yet. It's not yet.
It'll be there eventually.
It will be down the road.
Yes. Yeah, we mentioned the gators are missing, and Doc uses the dynamite to. He's like, essentially, the whole thing is like the sheriff's got to go get stuff. Not sheriff. Benton's got to go get stuff. Leave town. He's like, and the Doc's like, how long is it gonna take? He's like, I don't know, a couple days. He's like, all right, a couple days. Wink, wink. So they go out and go drop TNT into the lake.
It's like,
we're gonna bring these bodies up.
He's like moving the big crate of dynamite. Like, that's nuts. A couple days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird.
A lot in a couple days.
Safe trip, sheriff. Just like really quick out the door. But no, he goes out there, just sets the charge, starts coming back in. Sheriff pulls up, like, oh well, what's done is done. And like the sheriff's kind of, you could tell, not sheriff. Fuck, I keep calling him sheriff. Benton, it's not a sheriff. He's a game ward. Yeah. Benton is like annoyed that like, what are you gonna do at this point? You can't stop it. It's already going. So they blow it up, and then like a few of the bodies like fall out of the cave, like into the water, and then they float up, and it's everybody but Liz. And you find out they were dead already. Like when they bring the bodies in, the explosion didn't kill them. They were already dead for maybe just a couple of hours prior to them being brought up, which again spits in the face of the whole idea that they were murdered because blah, blah, blah. The rigor mortis and all that stuff was setting in on the exam table. So it's like something's clearly up. So now, for the most part, Benton's in.
I love the shots though of the bodies floating up, and you can see like the glass that they're using in front of the camera to shoot those. I thought that was great. I love Cal's body. It's like right up against the glass as it like floats up to the top.
Their faces.
The water's oddly clear.
Yeah. This is a swamp. No, there's no way I could see under there.
Right? Reminds me a little bit of Creature of the Black Lagoon, except that's like really, really good. But anyway.
Sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, Larry said Liz is still in the cave. So they eventually agree to. They send search parties to try to find them, and they don't really find anything. The dogs, they have like hunting dogs or whatever, and they lose the trail and whatnot. And essentially, they boil down to, I guess, this one specific area, body of water, and ends up going in with his diving buddy. He's like, we've dived before. This is what they figured out about the caves, I'm sure. They found out that if there's caves above, there should be caves below, like that movie, As Above, So Below,
As
right?
Above, So Below.
Except not in France. But there's supposed to be like, there would be a cave system, and there could be pockets in this where these people are at. Like, this is where the bodies are being stored by whatever this thing is. And I don't think they still fully concluded that it's leeches, but that the marks looked like they came from a leech, but whatever. There are a few feasting scenes. I should point that out. Where like the leeches, this is way earlier, like feeding upon people. They give them the weirdest hickeys. It's fucking weird.
Right on their faces.
It's like, let's make out.
Yeah.
No tongue, please. I'm married.
It didn't stop her before.
That's true. It didn't stop her before. She's probably all for it. Like, this is the roughest makeout I've ever had.
She's like,
that's why she didn't leave.
She's like, Dave could never do this to me.
What did that lady say in Ape when she was about to mac on the ape?
Be gentle, big boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Said to the leech.
Yes. That's the one. I love it. No, that's why she stayed behind in the cave. Like, you boys can go. I can go another round.
I'll catch up.
As she's covered with ketchup.
Probably chocolate syrup, as it was most of the time.
Black and white,
Yeah, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes down with his diving buddy. I don't even remember his diving buddy's name. I think it's Mike. I want to say it's Mike.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So he goes down there, and then he like shoots one of the leech things. Like, Kapacha! And he's like, he comes back up.
I wounded it.
He's like, pull the rope. Why is the rope so freaking slack there? Like, why does he gotta like? Haven't you ever fished before, Mike? Keep it taut.
He's up there like, that feels weird. I don't know why that's doing that.
Kind of loose.
Like Liz.
Dang.
Anyway.
Wow.
Putting her on blast.
Wow.
Listen, people do what they want. We listen, but we don't judge.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Thank you. So they ended up throwing more whatever, and no, Liz Fault rolls out. There's no more TNT. Liz just she's like, I'm done. My massage is over. Rolls in, bloop, 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 comes back up to the top, and they pull her body out. She's dead, right? Did they clarify that she's dead?
No, they never say she did.
Okay, I would like to think that.
But also, Mike stares at her body for a good 30 seconds before he's like, I think that might be who we're looking for here. It's like,
can't tell if it's can't tell if it's Liz or a burlap sack.
And boy, did they zoom right into her chest though when they pull her out of the water.
Well,
and her underwear, like you can see her underwear where her dress is coming up. I'm like, I'm glad she's wearing underwear.
Those things are at attention.
Yes.
Yep. The turkey is done.
Yes.
She has to be alive because
cold, that water be.
Well, yeah, but when they pull her out of the water, they're like, "Look at her face, and her mouth is moving."
I'm not ready for my next makeout. I need more.
It's a muscle memory from the leech visit.
Yep. Come here, Mr. Leech.
It's so beautiful.
I can't help it. Wait, what? Hold on. What's the thing from It? What's the light?
Oh, we all float down here? Oh, the deadlights?
The deadlights? What if that's inside like the leech's mouth? It like pulls her in. Yes. But there's also like going on while that sounds.
There you go. That's why they make that noise.
That's funny. Essentially, they recover her body, and then Mike's like, "Dude, I just carpeted the floor with TNT."
So much. We are completely destroying this ecosystem in the matter of 30 seconds. Let's go.
He's like, Ben, are you okay with this? We will destroy this ecosystem. And he just like looks at the plunger. He's like, fuck them.
I love the whole scene where they're trying to get out of the water with the boat.
Oh, and they're
like, they both get out, and the boat is like going off with her still in it.
That random guy has to jump in to grab it. Yeah, I was like, oh my god! Imagine that she just floats off, and they're like, well, I ain't go back out there.
Just below the lake anyway.
Also,
so skyrocketing.
Only one boat was used in this movie. No, there was no other boat. This was the same boat for every single person who was floating on this lake. It was one of those carved out canoes.
What if there's no time? Like, clearly you can't do another take, right? It's impossible.
No.
So what if they just let her go out? Like, wait, don't let her go.
Let her go.
And like they shoot like a
Viking funeral. She's still alive, so she gets up. She's like, just in flames.
She won't touch her now because she's cooked.
Save that for our remake. Save that. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Writing it down now.
Like, Parker, when you make this movie, I want to be in it, but I just want to be a random dude that gets killed.
All right.
Please.
He just wants to get sucked off on screen. I see it.
100%. Poor career never took off. This is the closest I'm getting. Let's see. So essentially, they blow it all up. Like you get like 2 or 3 shots of like the same leech coming up, but like from different. Like they move the costume to a different spot. They float it up, right? And then they're like, "Oh boy, we got them all." And then it cuts to like the next scene, and like the creepy music starts playing. Like more leeches start coming up. Like
question mark.
Well, I think it's the dead ones that aren't dead. They just
I think
they just go. They're still alive, and they just walk off screen or float off screen, and it's like
the end of Slugs.
Yes.
Well, they do mention that the theory as to why they happened was from Cape Canaveral.
Yeah,
or whatever,
because they use nuclear energy or atomic energy.
Yes, that's it. That's the movie.
There it is.
So, Parker.
Yes.
Sir, what'd you think of the movie?
I thought it was entertaining. It was stupid as hell, but I love the fact that we're doing this movie about giant leeches, and there's like, let's put an affair plot line in there. Let's have this woman literally sleeping around, and it's like it literally plays into nothing other than the situation that gets them snagged. But yeah, it plays all over the place where it's like you go in not taking it too serious, and then there's like, yeah, there's a hanging scene. You're like, what? Why? Like, we thought we wanted to add some darkness to it. And it's like, but why?
Yeah.
It just changes the tone of the movie where you think you're watching something else. Like, when that scene popped up, I literally was like, what? just
And they're
didn't
like,
seem right.
and even then, after it's like the harvest scene, like they're harvesting these people for blood,
Yeah.
and they keep them alive.
And they're showing them getting, showing them getting drained, and you just see like the blood like falling, to their side and all that. It was entertaining. It was very simple. To be honest, the monster design, because they were underwater the majority of the time, I thought it actually looked good. Like they were just trash bag monsters.
Yeah,
but it actually wasn't terrible. Like I think these monsters look better than the hot dog monsters from Party Beach.
That's fair.
It's short and sweet. It's short and sweet. And to be honest, if you really want to experience this movie, watch any of the many different versions of it. The MST3K episodes.
You got options.
Yeah, there's so many different options to watch this movie. Don't just watch the movie. Watch it with a horror host or MST3K. It's definitely worth it.
What about you, Mr. Mikey?
I made the mistake of watching it after work, so I was very tired. So it seemed more boring than it was. Kind of recounting it, it hits a little harder. There's some unique stuff to it that you don't usually see in this whole era of monster movies. There's a layer of seriousness, like Parker said, you wouldn't expect from the big sucking off leech movie. So that's cool. And there are, like I said earlier, so many options to watch it that you don't have to ever watch it alone if you do feel like it's going to be boring. So that's always nice about these public domain movies. Not really much else. It's well made. It's entertaining enough. Not bad.
Sweet. What about you, wife?
So when we first started watching this, I think I made it 15 minutes in and I passed out. So I had to go back and watch it again. Yeah. I told him, we got started. I said, I'm not going to make it. I'll watch it tomorrow.
So I started writing leech on her face when she fell asleep. Like, leeches.
I mean, had I known there was going to be a leech makeout scene, I probably would have stayed up. But
that's true. Who wouldn't?
Now you know.
I didn't think it was terrible. Would I watch it again? Probably not, unless it was a more entertaining version.
So not the remake.
But yeah. No, definitely not. I've seen pictures of it, and I was like,
I might give it a try. Parker makes it sound atrocious. I might have to pop it in. And see
I feel like I gotta finish it. I feel like it's gotta happen.
Finish the fight.
I just gotta suck it up and
like a leech.
See?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I gotta slurp it up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I wouldn't go as far to say it was a movie. But it was teetering right there.
It's one of the movies of all time.
Yeah, it is. It's true. It has that esteemed title.
What about you?
Oh, okay, cool. She's gonna bounce it back to me. Nice. I like that.
Professional.
I actually have seen this before a couple times. Been a minute. And I actually enjoyed it this time a bit more than usual. I wonder if it's just because leading up, I knew what we were going to be doing, like talking about it, cutting up. But I don't think it's terrible. It's around that same range as the Hot Dog Monsters, the Horror at Party Beach, except for less weird jazz band things. But whatever that. Yeah, right at the beginning of that shit. Yep. Anyway, it's just I think it's an interesting idea. I like how short it is. Like the weird redneck love affair subplot that is just like I feel like it's just like Trailer Park Tuesdays, but we happen to have leeches running around in the background. And then there's also cowboy movies sprinkled in here. So like it's what it kind of felt like, but it's whatever. If this movie was anything longer than an hour, I would have hated it. It would have overstayed its welcome. But I think it's right at the sweet spot of just being an hour. And I agree with the everybody else here. We'll watch the MST3K version, watch a horror host version. But I do say after you watch that, if you have some enjoyment watching it, just watch the regular cut of the film. Because it's really not that bad.
I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, I agree. That's all I wanted to say.
As long as like with this being a public domain movie, that's kind of dicey for a lot of people. Like I ain't watching nothing public domain or whatever. It's generally shitty movies in my mind. This was really not that bad. Like I don't remember it being. I can't wait till we do the giant shrews, like Attack of the Killer Shrews. I mean, I cannot wait till we do that fucking movie now.
Do I have that on there?
But I think that's it. Is anybody? Oh wait, Parker, you gotta do your thing.
We gotta do it this week. This month because we forgot last month, and I'm not going back and looking at the posters for the movie we covered last month. But we are stealing an idea from our good friends over at B Action, where they look at the posters of the movie they talked about to see if the poster matches the movie. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, we do have one of the posters, which is pretty much the poster that you'll find on any version of the movie, which is the title of the movie. Either it's going to be The Giant Leeches or Attack of the Giant Leeches, and then it has the 2 leeches in the back, which when I first saw this poster, I thought it was one leech. I thought it had like, those were its eyes. I didn't know those were the suckers. So it's a leech in front of another leech, and then underneath is a bunch of bodies, and of course it's a very scantily clad woman in the front, because of course there is.
Yeah. So where did she come from?
Yeah, exactly. So
as was the style of the time.
Looking at this poster, are we all looking at the same poster? Does the movie
probably should be?
Have you seen the poster before?
There it is. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So does the movie match the poster, Mikey?
You know, it's dark. There's like a tone to it. It's a lot of like browns and blacks and kind of harsh lighting. You know, the leeches are pretty accurate. I wouldn't say it's a scantily clad film as it's presented on the poster, but there's some sexiness to it. There's a little bit of sex appeal to the film itself, sure. Yeah, I'd say so. I also don't think there's like a bad poster from this time period at all. You never see a bad poster, so
Right, but it's one of those things where I think it's mostly, does the like usually these posters look great, but is the movie as good as the poster is what I should be saying.
Okay. Yeah, it matches the tone, but like it does seem better. Like it looks, if I saw that, I'd rent it, and I might be a little disappointed in it, but it's not a huge drop off.
Mm-hmm. Angela.
I mean, the leeches look like they do in the movie, but coming from looking at this, no, I don't think it's the same. Like, that would make me think it's Siamese leeches.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was one thing.
Pestar.
Yes.
From Ultraman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see it now. Yeah. No, you're put the little bat head right between them.
Yep.
Got it.
What about you, Dan?
I think, like a lot of these posters, they tend to look better than the movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
Small changes I'd make. I do like the descriptors we have on the top. Do you have it on the original ones? Crawling horror, rising from the depths of hell to kill and conquer. I don't know how accurate that is, but
what?
I don't think they're coming from the depths of hell, but yeah, they're coming from the swamp.
So the depths of the swamp behind the trailer park come.
Doesn't hit the same.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But the things I would make, changes I would make to this poster is I want like instead of that verbiage on the top, as much as I love it, like in the back, I just want like slightly behind the leeches, like a big blow up of Dave's head, just concerned, but like his shotgun, like that's what I want. That would make, and then lose the lady with the red swimsuit because she's not even there. She's not even there.
No,
so just
she's
scrape her out.
Not even an incidental corpse.
Yeah, but no, I don't think it lives up to the movie. But I will say, now that you mention it, looking at there's a few images Angela has pulled up here of the leeches. They're making me think of Starfish Hitler from Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What is this?
I don't know. It's not from this. It's not from that fucking movie. There's no way. What the fuck?
It's a picture of something that looks like a leech, and it looks like it's got a bunch of bottle caps.
That's not even the same movie.
No, it's not.
Anyway, whatever. So no, Parker, no.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This poster is pretty cool. It's very simple. And of course, you're going to have the scantily clad woman there. It's going to help sell the movie, especially in that time period. The leeches look more like starfish on the poster, which is kind of confuses me. But yeah, they look like what we see in the movie, just a little bit more detailed. And depending on what poster you look at, the font is different. Like the one we have currently on the YouTube version, it's really like Swamp Thing like font. Like if you've ever seen the title for Swamp Thing, that's what it looks like. And then you have more of like the weird multi sized letters for a couple of the other ones. But overall, the poster's cool. I feel it looks definitely better than the movie. I think I would be on Mikey's side there, where I think I would 100% rent this and then watch it and be like, okay, I mean, I guess it was fine, but It just didn't live up to that. But yeah.
I tried to reverse image search the weird bottle cap monster that you guys found, and Google is adamant that is from this movie, but I don't think it is.
I don't remember that
bottle
shot.
cap monster. What?
It's in the chat.
It's in our chat.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
While he's looking that up.
Yeah, that is definitely not in this movie. I saw him. He's literally on the third row on the Google search, and I'm like, what is that? That is definitely not in this movie.
Maybe we watched a bad cut. Maybe there's a cooler monster in there somewhere.
It looks like an evil version of what's that weird penguin, like Ponyo or something?
No,
Pingu?
I know what you're talking about. It's that kids show with the penguin.
It's not Pingu?
Pingu.
That's it.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like no dialogue in that show. Yeah. It's just, it's weird. But yeah, poster, cool. Movie, not as cool. And that's about it.
Cool.
What do you think of the poster versus the movie? Have you seen the movie? Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know in all the places. But if does anybody else have anything they want to add? If not, we'll wrap this up.
No, but we do have to spin the wheel.
Oh, yeah, the wheel. That's what it was. Do the wheel.
We're really good at forgetting stuff.
Oh, I want to add something.
We sure are. If you know anything about Dissect That Film as a whole, we love to forget.
It's the best. Ooh.
It's time to spin the wheel of monsters. Oh, do you have Night of the Blood Beast on there?
I can add it. I don't.
All right, that's fine. We're gonna go with.
More swamps.
We literally just added that.
I literally did. I was like, put
the alligator people.
The alligator people. I don't know.
We saw that. We saw that as we were looking up. Oh, it was on IMDb.
Oh, get you, gator man!
It was one of those because you've looked at this.
The Hey, we're going back to 1959.
Yep,
this looks awesome.
There is currently you can't stream it anywhere, so I guess I'll have to find a copy.
I'll do some poking around.
Actually, you know what? If there's a physical copy of this movie, I might buy it.
I'm definitely gonna go out and buy.
What is this called? The Alligator People. The Alligator People. It does have a Blu-ray on Amazon for $25. You could do that, or there is a 20th Century Fox Studio Classic 75-year thing. It has 4 movies. It has The Alligator People, The Cabinet of Caligari, The Fly, and House of the Damned.
Well, that seems like it's $9
on Amazon right now.
Damn, that's a bargain.
So I might pick. I mean, it's a DVD, but you know what? For a movie like this, do I really need like super like crazy clear? Like, I don't even know if I'm going to like the movie, but
we have to.
I might pick that up. I might pick that up. But so yeah, the Alligator People from 1959 will be our second episode for what's next month? April. So don't forget. Have you checked out our re-release of our Beginning of the End episode? You should do that. We recorded it 2 years ago. It's a lot of fun. Another Burt I. Gordon classic. We love Burt I. Gordon. But did I like the movie? Did we all like the movie? What about it? Giant locusts, giant grasshoppers. Is it better than Jurassic World Dominion and their stupid ass giant insects?
Yes.
Probably.
Peter Graves is in it.
And Peter Graves is in it. Next month, you guys, technically, we released, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, which I might just re-release that again, even though that was already a public episode. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, next month, Beast 20,000 Fathoms and The Alligator People. So 2 reptilian monster movies or reptilian movies.
Hey, I looked up something interesting about The Alligator People. We actually have a fairly well-known actor in that movie.
Ooh.
Lon Chaney Jr.
Oh,
is he an alligator in it?
Is he the Alligator People?
Oh,
maybe. I don't know. But he's in the movie.
Oh man,
I'm happy with that.
Anyway, before we give too much away that they could just look up anytime between now and next month, let's end this.
Okay.
So thank you guys very much for tuning in. This was, of course, Mr. Parker, Mikey.
I'm around. I'll just wave an all
Angela, and then I'm Dan. So thank you guys very much for watching The Monster Zone, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.